Welcome to our garden clusters. As you probably know, we've got 16 garden clusters that are meeting around Wallingford and Didcot for 3 more weeks, the 4th, the 11th and the 18th of July. If you're not part of one of our garden clusters and you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube and you live in the Wallingford and Didcot area and you're not presently part of a local church, please do get in touch because we would love to involve you. I don't know what the weather's going to be like on Sunday. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit like this. I stepped out and it was nice and overcast for filming, and of course the sun has just come out. Well, today we're starting a 3-part series and I'm going to be looking at this question: why Jesus matters. Why Jesus matters to me. Next week we're going to see why Jesus matters to my family, and the week after why Jesus matters to my community. I want to start by reading a passage of the Bible to you. Jesus is coming towards the end of his earthly ministry and he's having a conversations with his friends about departing. And he said, don't worry about it because you can follow where I will go. And we read this in John chapter 14 verse 6. Jesus told Thomas, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. If you had really known me, you would have known who my Father is. From now on, you do know him and you have seen him. And so I want to say 3 things primarily this morning why Jesus matters to me. And the first is this, that Jesus matters because he is the way. 2 weeks ago I went with some friends to the Yorkshire Dales and we were cycling together. And I know the Yorkshire Dales fairly well, but forgot just how lumpy and hilly they are. We climbed to the top of one hill, and as we got to the brow, looked over, and there was this beautiful descent, 300 metres into the valley below. It was a narrow road with a dry stone wall on either side. And I thought, I don't want to be caught at the back. I want to enjoy this. And so I made sure that my front wheel was near the back wheel of the quickest descender that we have. And I followed him left and right and left and right. But I didn't follow him as well as I ought. And I remember my wheel just coming off the road onto the gravel, and I managed to hold on. But the guys behind me told me that I was in only inches away from a close encounter with a dry stone wall. And I guess we need to be careful who we follow. I later discovered that he had learned to descend because he had competed doing skeletal bobsleigh all across Europe. He had skills, he had an ability that I didn't, and therefore following him could have ended, if you like, in my destruction. And we follow different ideas and philosophies in life, and very often they will lead us to a place of destruction. We need to be careful who we follow. Jesus said, I am the way. Now that first statement is staggering. We can pass by it, we can overlook it. But when Jesus says I am, he is using an Old Testament name that God revealed to Moses. God said to Moses, I am not simply the God who was or the God who will be. I am the God who is, the self-sufficient one. And Jesus there is claiming to be divine. We might have missed it, but his opponents did it. They wanted to stone him for blasphemy because they said, here he is, a carpenter from Nazareth, claiming to be God. Jesus said, I am the way. Second reason that Jesus matters to me is this, that Jesus is the truth. By now we will have all watched, or at least know what happened with England and Ukraine in Euro 2020. And I guess depending on the result, people will have different ideas or opinions. What went well or what went badly. But there will be one indisputable fact, and that is the scoreline. And we live in a world where lots of people have different ideas and lots of people have different opinions. But actually, we live in a world where people no longer like indisputable facts. But Jesus said, I am the truth. I don't just come with an idea or an opinion, but I reveal God's objective, eternal truth to you. And it's that truth, the truth that Jesus speaks into our life, that is able to set us free, able to bring us peace, able to bring us security, able to bring us eternal significance in him and in his love for us. And the third reason why Jesus matters to me is this, that he says he is the life. Now, over the years, I've shared my faith with lots and lots of people, and sometimes they believe that Christianity is simply a lifestyle choice. Some people's lifestyle choice just involves work. Other people's lifestyle choices includes leisure or healthy living. I was just driving back home from Didcot a couple of hours ago, and I saw a young man in the street, and because of the clothing that he wore, I knew the lifestyle he had chosen and the music that he listened to. But Jesus doesn't come to offer us a lifestyle. Jesus is the one who says that he is the author of life and death. Because he is God, he is able to give us the power of life and death. He's able to bring us purpose for this life and a promise for eternal life. And so we're looking at this question just to remind you this morning why Jesus matters to me. But the last thing I want to say is this, and maybe this is the most profound thing that you will hear for a very long time. It's that you matter to Jesus. Because he loves you, because he cares for you. And he demonstrated that through his life. A life that was lived amongst everyday, ordinary people. A life in which he welcomed children to himself. He set those who were bound free. He brought healing to the sick. Those on the edges, the periphery of society, he welcomed, he sat down with them, and he became their friend. Jesus demonstrates his love for us through the means of his life, but ultimately he demonstrates his love for us through the means of his death. And there on the cross outside the walls of Jerusalem, Jesus took the punishment for every sin that's ever been committed so that you and I can be forgiven, so that you and I would know peace and joy in him. And so Jesus is not just a way. Jesus claims to be the way. Jesus doesn't come just to offer an alternative lifestyle. Jesus said that he, the author of life, is the one who brings us life today and eternal life tomorrow. Jesus doesn't simply speak some truth, but Jesus said he is the truth. And so I want to commend Jesus to you. This is why he matters to me, because you matter to him.